Starrun may have been gone. Meta Starrun sister here. Okay, Starrun, awesome. So here is what I was talking about earlier. So the big thing I think you guys should consider is the fact that like I have spent my playstyle is completionist, which I think you have lots of people playing. I have been streaming this. I've been playing now for 9 hours. Now, granted, 2 of those were in multiplayer recently, but if this is the first area, I still have side quests to do. I still have stuff to complete. It's going to take me another few hours to do this. This for me, just clearing the map is going to be like probably a 60+ hour experience. Giving the majority of your players 6 weeks to complete that is not very tenable. I would strongly consider, instead of resetting it 6 weeks, coming up with a system that adds. So I think the idea is cool, where every 6 weeks you guys are planning on like changing it, keeping it fresh, new content. I like that idea. But the problem is, in the current status, you're destroying the old stuff and then putting the new stuff in. You need to find a way to keep the old stuff and put the new stuff in. And that way you're making everyone happy.
Just have a
like,
drink together, buddy.
When you do that, if you really want some kind of reset at 6 weeks, first of all, I would strongly suggest doubling that. Make it like 2-month minimum. I'm talking like maybe even 3 months. Like give parents, military, office workers, they need more time. And you have to keep in mind, not everyone is playing this game on release. The bigger this game gets, the more people are going to discover it over the next few days, or over the next few weeks. Do you really think a player is going to want to play this game at week 4 if they know it's going to be erased in 2 weeks? I know that if I entered this game and there was 2 weeks left on this, I would have zero interest in playing it. If I were to fire this up and be told that honestly, let me be real about this. Just looking at this with 6 weeks makes me want to be like, I don't know. Like 6 weeks. And I play video games for a living. So the 2 big things I would consider is, first of all, fundamentally understanding that people are going to be picking up your game within the middle, and you don't want to punish them by not having enough time. And on top of that, there is definitely something to be said for when I complete these areas, when I complete this entire map, if that just gets taken away completely, then that reduces the personal accomplishment that I feel. If I know that everything I do here is going to be erased in 6 weeks, that makes me want to do it less. And I hate that feeling, and I know other people are feeling it too. So, again, I would strongly recommend, with whatever system you use, to be additive, not removing. Puffin says, tell that to Destiny. Yeah, Destiny? You're talking about the game where you can't go back and play stuff you paid for already? That Destiny? Yeah, it's one of the worst systems ever made that's public and private, or public and popular. So if you're using that as like, oh, look, it's fine. Yeah, no. That's one of the worst possible ways they can do it. And people have left that game because of that. So, no. Don't ever use them as an example of how to do things properly. In that regard, at least. Because, no, that was and is still, to this day, a huge problem. So, no. Anyway, sorry, not to go on a tangent there, but... Yeah, and now I do want to be clear here. I do want to be clear. All the information I'm working off right now is from the official FAQ that we read on stream earlier. And it is important to mention that not everything is getting deleted. You know, there's blueprints getting moved over. Here we go. Starcrom, Christian, Mitsuko Marks, Stellar, Sproutlets, gear, blueprints, blueprint fragments, weapon accessories, mods, furniture formulas, cosmetics, actions, name cards, character customization data, building blueprints, main story, side story, and journey progress, and all of your friends. That is what will get moved to the new season. What's not going to get moved to the new season, though, is every bit of work that I did on this map to get all those nice little purple boxes into these nice little green check marks. All of that will be removed. which means the giant list of stuff I did and spent the last 50 plus hours doing is going to disappear. And that's not a good feeling. That's not a good feeling. Now, you do have Eternal Land. That's good. But it's not the same. So, there's a whole lot that comes from like removing stuff. There's a reason, for instance, that all MMOs just keep adding on and they don't remove areas unless they absolutely have to for a lore reason or something. Like there's a reason that in the past this has been done in a much more kind of additive format, because that's the way that I think works the best for these types of games. So anyway, that's my rant, and I will again strongly suggest that you guys rethink this plan in its current format. Yep. Cool. Tell that to PoE. Okay. What Path of Exile doing does not really account for what we're doing here. Because Path of Exile is a different kind of game that caters to different types of people, and it does not elicit the same things and the same types of gameplay feelings from its players. It's not like, so saying, oh, Path of Exile does it, so it's fine here, that does not fly. That is not accurate in my opinion. Yeah. A very, very different thing for a very, very different game. And for the record, the fact that you have to do the reset content every single time that PoE resets is one of the most contested things in that game. So pointing to that game and being like, it's okay, PoE does it, when that is one of the most criticized things in that game, is not really the best thing to do. So, yeah. I might be missing a fishing event. Oh no, I just realized Lyric left my party, and that means I lost my map thing. But actually, now that I'm no longer doing this, I think I'm gonna go back here. Oh, it's 4:10. I should have left like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, now that we are kind of done doing the stuff with Lyric in them, let's move over to here. Actually, I want to see if I can move my base over to here. Let me do that first. Let's go to here first. Unable to teleport in current state. Yeah, I see the fishing event down there, but I'm not going to do that right now. I don't even have enough bait to do it. Like, yeah, it's I wouldn't be able to do anything. Yeah, so like for instance, going back to the difference between PoE and this, when these guys do their 6-week reset, they're not just recycling the map, which is what PoE does. They're not just telling you need to repeat everything with new mechanics. The idea behind Once Human is once this season is done, the new season, from what I understand, is new content with a new story on a new map. So that is nothing like PoE at all. Actually, like it's a completely different thing. So, but again, that raises so many questions that we don't have answers to. And I know you're already, I'm sure in chat thinking of 1,000 questions you have when I say that. I am too. Yeah. I was in another channel and they uninstalled the game because Once Human being a roguelite MMO was really weird for him. It feels bad that Once Human is going to most likely lose a good amount of people for its weird season-based content. I think that he speaks for classic MMOers everywhere with that statement. That was Pirate Software. And I think that there's a lot of validity in that, because I think a lot of players that play this game are looking for that free-to-play online social experience that the game's being sold as, which a lot of times is similar to MMOs. So the only area that I would kind of disagree with that in is this isn't an MMO. It is trying to do something different. We do want the devs to experiment with different stuff. We just need to make sure that as they experiment with this other stuff, that they don't ruin the game for everyone as they do it. That, like, they're taking risks is always risky. I know, crazy, right? And I do like the fact that they're taking risks, but they just need to be smart about how they go about it. They need to be really smart about how they go about it. So, like, because I do feel if they were to just delete this map after 6 weeks and all of its progress. That would absolutely make a lot of people angry. Especially, can you imagine if you found this game on week 5 and you were like, oh man, I'm going to clear this whole map. And then you spent like 50 hours in week 6 clearing it and you were like almost done. And then you logged in one day and it's like, cool, new story, new map. It's like, what? You know, like, again, that, like, yeah. That's not tenable. That's not, like, it also brings up this really weird thing where it's like you can't invite any new friends to play in the last couple weeks. Like, why would you want to invite a friend to play a game in this large world based on progression when all the progression in the world is going to be erased? Not all, when much of the progression in the world is going to be erased in a period of time. So, yeah. The one thing I know for sure is it's clear the devs are thinking about this. I mean, the person who just dropped in is from the dev team, and they dropped in to say, hey, I want to hear your rant on why you don't like this. So I have a feeling that, if anything, like many things in beta, the devs are probably rethinking their plan on the 6-week thing. I would hope so. But yeah, I'm not giving up hope yet. This game is really fun, and I think that it's got a lot of very positive, cool things in it. I just very much hope that that they rethink that. Mm-hmm. What are some middle ground they could do? So let's say they wanted to add a whole bunch of extra stuff, right? Let's say they wanted to add a whole bunch of extra stuff. Well, someone in chat just suggested this. Could be cool. What if they just removed the first area? All other players could continue their progression. They turned all the story events in here into a cutscene. And then it's like you still get all your progression. You don't lose anything. You still have your character. And it's like you still get to continue on forward with your character. Like, maybe that's something. But the big kind of like glaring red flag here that I would want to make sure they understand is the giant bold underlined sentence is you do not want to remove content. That is one of the biggest, if there is one sentence I could relay to the devs that they would follow, it is do not ever remove content. That will almost like incentivize your people going to the new content. Encourage them to go to the new content. Give them lots of great reasons to do the new stuff. But don't force them. By taking away the old content, you're forcing them. And especially in a game like this, that's going to burn a lot of bridges. That's going to burn a lot of bridges. There are going to be people that are just never going to play this game because of that fact alone. So yeah, I hope they're listening to feedback. I hope they decide to change it, because I know people right now that are just not even considering playing the. I mean, you've been seeing them in chat. There's people in the chat that are like, I'm not going to play this because of the 6-week thing, and that sucks. Because the game's cool. The game's a lot of fun. It's a good game. I'm having a great time in it. So it's like it sucks to see people say that for. But it's true. I mean, it's 100%. It's 100% valid. Absolutely 100% valid. Yep. You can't really fault anyone for having that opinion in any way. So yeah. In classic me form, that was a much longer, unnecessarily large answer for your short question, but I hope that gave you the information that you were looking for. Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you agree that doing it like WoW expansions could be good? Maybe that would work for them. The thing is like, here's what if I was going to truly give advice to the dev team, I would need to know what their long-term goals are for the game. I have a feeling that the reason they're doing this season 6-week thing is because they have long-term goals for the game that we don't know, and that system plays into it. So, like, I'm guessing that there's some thinking there, but I'm not sure what it is. So, I can't really, like, you say, would a WoW format work for this? I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not sure. It all depends on what the devs are going for with the game. Heikshi, I have seen that probably 300 times today in chat whenever we talk about it. Yep.
I've got no time in life to get my stuff deleted every 6 weeks.
And I think a lot of people feel exactly like you do. Where it's just like, I don't have the time to play video games to worry about limits where I'm going to lose all the progress that I've made. They don't have time for that and they don't want it. It's also another thing to consider that for a lot of people, having a time limit like 6 weeks on basically you can enjoy this for 6 weeks and then it's gone, that's stressful. That's stressful to a lot of people. That means that as they're playing, they're feeling stressed because they don't feel like they're playing fast enough. Maybe they're not going to get to where they want to in 6 weeks. Maybe they're not going to finish the content in 6 weeks. Like that's stressful. That's actually stressful. God forbid you actually put money into the cosmetic system in the game, because then it's like, you know, I put money into this and I'm stressed. I want to finish it. Like I'm invested at this point. I need to finish it, you know? And then God forbid you get to week 5, you haven't played as much as you want to, and then all of a sudden you're in this weird thing where it's like, oh, I have to finish this week. I don't even want to play, but I have to finish this week. And it's like, can you imagine that situation? Ugh, you're playing a game you don't even want to, but you want to do it before it's gone? Yeah, that's not a fun situation, man. That leads to burnout. Like that's how you burn out of games, is when you feel like you're forced to play them but you don't really want to. But you put a 6-week time limit on your content, that's exactly what you're going to do. JT Brigg.
I'm disabled and home almost 24/7, even I don't have time for that. I don't want to make a game my single game just so I can keep up with the content being deleted every 6 weeks.
Perfectly well said. Yep. I think that's a very, very, at this point, I'm starting to realize that is a very popular opinion. Yep. Someone said 6 weeks. How about 6 months? Yeah, I mean, arguably, I mean, no. The real answer is don't delete content. Figure out a way to keep the content in the game. It's not like don't take away time limits. Don't delete content. That's the big thing. I think that's what it comes down to. Don't delete content. Yeah. Oh, iron. Here we. Oh, requires a more advanced gathering tool. Really? Really? Shoot. Oh, red. Not too much longer, yeah. Guys, I'm seeing so many awesome questions in chat and feedback and all that, but I am way behind. I'm sorry. Variant says, I'm a pessimist and I think the whole thing is a monetization strat. Oh, it very well could be. Yeah, completely. I'm wondering the same thing. Yeah, it very well could be. Which is one of the reasons I was like, I would need to figure out like what their intentions are. Ithorus!
As someone who has dealt with everything they worked to build being destroyed, I don't want to go through that again. Thanks, failed marriage.
Yep, there it is. Thank you, Ithorus. Appreciate it, buddy. Oh, man. Oh, raccoon! You know, one of these days, one of you guys is going to clip me laughing at one of Ithorus's jokes, and that's the one clip that's going to actually go viral of me, and it's going to make me look like the biggest raging asshole that has ever been on the internet. I know! Thanks, failed marriage, right? He got divorced. Anyway, yeah, no, that's going to be a thing. I just so everyone knows, Ithorus is a long-timer that recently got divorced, and for about 6 months, he's been posting jokes in our via donations while tipping the mods, which is very nice of him. So He is dealing with it in his way, and we are here to support him in whatever way he decides. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and get all fed up. I be Sammy. Yeah, exactly.
It's a long timer, so it's okay to make fun of his pain.
Yeah, that's what I meant. All right. Do we have any tin around here? What the hell is this? That's my bike. I'm seeing a lot of sulfur. I'm seeing oh yeah, iron and tin. Okay. Yeah. I think we can make this work. Boop. Oh, okay. Lyric earlier said the cost was 0, but that cost is in-game currency. Yep, that's the in-game currency icon. So the 0 icon was just for in-game stuff. Yep. Guys, it has been quite a freaking day. Wow, like we've done a lot today. Yeah, it's been 9.5 hours, so I should probably go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, being here for this full day. No break today. It's been fun. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET for more. Oh, Dwayne the Rock Lobster with the $350 tip to the mod team.
Love from a Wubby mod. Sending good vibes your way, mod team.
Dang, dude. Thank you. Wow. Really appreciate that, Dwayne. That's super nice of you, dude. Thank you for tipping our mod team, and very much appreciate your support. All right, guys, I will see you all in just a bit. I should be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for probably another pretty full day of this game. And yeah, hope to see you here for it. It's going to be good. All right, guys, have a great one. See you then. Bye-bye.